And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Living World of Darkness. This is Scene for Rage Across New York. We find ourselves at the, by now, all too familiar Cub Cabins, where Platine is sitting on the porch in the, or at the girls' Cub Cabin. It is one of those days that the sky is blue with very thick white clouds. Wolks? Fuck. Sorry, I'm doing Dutch. And she enjoys the sun on her face and then the coolness of the clouds. And then back into the sun again. While she is testing her drum to see whether the skin on the drum has changed much in sound by the changes in the weather. And we can begin there. So whoever wants to pop in, feel free to pop.
Alana wanders around hearing this occasional drum beating. And she's good. She's always one for nice little revelry, a little bit of fun. So hearing somebody playing a drum out of nowhere, it's got her curious. And she makes her way around the Cub Cabins. And she sees Talate. She has a slight smile on her face. She's going to watch her for a moment.
Okay. Atlanta does not necessarily, she does not immediately spot Alana as she is kind of drumming and bringing it close to her ear, listening to it, to the vibrations, kind of feeling it, dampening the sound by putting her hands on the skin and then trying it in another corner a couple of times. The drum itself is rather wide, big, but very small. Like, that sounds kind of... it's a big skin, but the wood that frames the skin is thin. And there is a handle with which you can hold the drum. And then she has a wooden stick with which she kind of slams not on the drum itself, but on the edge of the drum, on the wooden edge of the drum, which gives it a very particular sound. And as she seems to be content with how the drum sounds, she kind of starts to hum along. The melody that comes out of her mouth is kind of, well, for people who tend to listen to European music, kind of weird sound, weird vibration, specifically with the drum. It's a language that probably you won't understand. And she's not dancing with it, but she is kind of starting to sway with her body kind of back and forth a couple of times. She is just seems to be testing out. She sometimes stops and goes back a little, so you recognize certain sounds that she makes, certain rhythms that the drum makes. And she stops again, frowns, and taps on another point of the drum. And that's kind of how she continues.
And Alana will watch, and she might even see Kumba wandering by.
Kumba, at this particular point, he's crawling out of his den, seeing what the noise is, because he doesn't quite recognize the music or the voice, but he just kind of sticks his head out, looking left and right. And when he notices Alana and knows she's not talking nor she has any type of instrument in her hand, he again looks around like, well, that's weird. If it's not her, who else could it be? And then when he sees Talate singing, playing the drums, if anybody would notice, he has like this look of like a deer in the headlights, like this is real life, this is happening. But he says nothing, he just has a shock expression on his face.
Well, Alana's just kind of watching her and listening, kind of feeling out the rhythm that she's playing. Slight smile on her face as she nods a hello towards Kumba. Obviously not wanting to break this moment of peace.
Kuba kind of gives Alana a look like, oh, and he starts kind of receding back to the den, like, I'll be out of eyesight, but you do something. But he has his head out just enough where he could possibly turn and see what's going on. Just waiting.
And Bunting will probably continue for like minute 5 as the song kind of continues, sometimes stops, then backwards again. And as she finishes, she'll stand up, gives like a satisfied nod, and kind of lifts her hand for another beat with the stick on the edge of the drum, and then out of nowhere, because she just kind of let her gaze go over the area, she notices Alana. There is a look of surprise, probably is best. It's probably the first thing that she notices. Like, she had not seen anyone, she had not spotted anyone, and her first reaction is like she's almost given a jump. And then she tries to mask that jump by letting herself almost fall backwards. So with a thud, she kind of lands on the porch. She presents herself.
You could have just laid down. You didn't have to fall. You're pretty good at that jump, though.
Thank
And
you.
she'll gesture for you to get up.
Thank you, Mariah. And she'll get up. Seems to adjust her sitting basically on her knees.
Did you build that drum yourself?
No.
Was it from your home?
No. That one got probably burned. Ping ordered this one. On Haraya.
Hi. She's a good one, there she is. What was that song you were playing?
It's a song from home.
Does it tell a story?
Yes. It's a story about two birds, a goose and a raven. They were friends, or at least so the raven thought. And when it was time for the geese to go south again, Raven asked his friends not to go. who said that he had to stay with his family. But he offered that the raven could come along. The raven being such a small bird compared to a goose, that when he got tired, he could land on the back of the goose and he could come south with them. The raven was a very happy bird. He accepted the offer and they went south. They had to cross the big ocean. And it wasn't too long until the raven got very tired. He had to fly fast to keep up with the geese. And he called out to his friend to let him rest on his back. But the goose didn't hear it, and the raven drowned.
Alana will nod. And what's that story teach you?
That story teaches us that even though we may all be the same, we may all be birds, it doesn't mean we can live together. Because some of us will be crows or ravens, and others will be geese or swans.
She gives a slight nod. I suppose that's one way to interpret it. Definitely. I can see that. From your telling of it, I took a bit different perspective on it though. We may all be birds, and some of us are made for long flights, and some of us are not. And just because you want to go with those who do what you cannot, doesn't mean you should. But you need to remember, there are things that you can do that others can't. And that's okay. Don't try and be what you're not. As the crow is trying to be a goose.
If you say so, Alana Raya.
As I said, that's just what I took from you telling me the story. It's not my story to tell.
And in the background, we hear some snuffling and movement. And Kuma finally comes out from his den behind, not directly behind, but behind Alana, and comes closer. But he is keeping his distance from just the group in general, and looks forward, mainly looking at Alana. And he bows his head to her.
Nothing will throw her head in her neck. Kumba.
Kumba looks over to Talate and nods his head.
Hello there, Kumba.
Alana, good day. And then he looks back to Talate. How do you interpret her words?
Me.
He goes, yes. When she asks for your opinion, I feel like that You conceded to what she said. I'm asking what your opinion of her opinion is.
Stories from where I come from have multiple ways to look at them. This is her way. Who am I to judge?
No, this isn't a judgment. This is merely a discussion of perspectives.
In the end, the perspective is the same. Raven is still dead. Whether you look at it from her point of view or from mine, the story doesn't change. The Raven is still dead.
That is true. The Raven is still dead, but by seeing it in a way why the Raven died, you had different ways to acknowledge the act of the Raven dying.
Yes.
It's if you understand the concept, it's like mathematics. There are several ways to get to the answer of 2, regardless 2 being always the answer.
Looking at you, being all philosophical today.
And Kumba kind of moans at that. Like,
She's got a slight smirk on her face.
So Ping's delivery went through for you. That's good.
No, I think I'd have been surprised if it didn't.
And Kumba kind of looks at Alana and he gives her a look of like, another thing she didn't want to hear what she had said, but it's getting like the look that I want her to respond to me.
That was a little bit of an out of character mix-up because I wasn't quite sure if you were talking to me. She'll give a nod. Yes.
It's to your liking?
Yes.
And Kumba nods at that. That's good.
Yes.
Well, I hope you can take good care of it. Right. And
Presuming that
Kumba,
I do not take good care of that what is given to me.
in my lifetime, I've seen many people abuse the gifts that are given to them. So,
Rana flinches.
your voice, it is well practiced. And Kumba is obviously kind of like, you can see like muscle twitches under his fur, like he's feeling really uncomfortable, but he's keeping himself here.
She, nothing kind of frowns at that as she she would catch up on that. It's kind of weird to have someone flinch and give you a compliment. She catches up. She raises an eyebrow. Oh, okay, let me reload. Give me a moment.
Yeah, she was staring at everybody.
Better?
Much.
Awesome. Thanks for the warning. So, yeah, Latina raises an eyebrow at Kumba's compliment and seems to think on it for a while. I would thank you for the compliment, but you seem to be unhappy giving it.
Oh, I compliment you because you've earned it. What gives you the idea that I don't believe that my words are unsincere?
You're flinching. You don't want to be here. I'm not stopping you.
That does not change the fact that I am here. And just because something's uncomfortable doesn't mean it doesn't need to be done.
What needs to be done?
And Kumba, his ears kind of twitch, like, and you can be an EY, his ears might be twitching.
Let's
So
try
much
it again.
fun.
P-N-E. P-N-E. Ah. Oh, that's one too much. Wow. I got 4 successes.
I only have 2.
Well, Talate, you know for sure, like, he's uncomfortable, but you can tell like he's here because he feels as if he should be here in a sense, as in we're supposed to be cooperating. If they show indifference or obvious hostility, that will keep us disconnected, which means we'll work poorly together. So, despite me being uncomfortable, I'm here, and he's kind of mad at the fact that you don't notice that.
Okay. She looks at Kumba for a few seconds. We are part of the nation, all of us. We need to be able to fight together against the worm. No matter what we feel of each other, when it comes to fighting the worm, I don't need to like you in order to protect you. I am still Garu. And I would fight against the worm with anyone on the Sept. No matter my personal feelings in this.
I respect your pragmatism. And in turn, I will show so in kind. And he looks at Talate. Do you know the right of binding?
Yes.
That's good. Have you made any minor talons of late?
No.
Have you studied them before?
No.
Then Kumba starts to get up and goes to his den. He's gone for a few minutes and comes back with a lanyard in his jaws and goes closer to her and drops it in front of her. He doesn't get close enough to be uncomfortable or even close to her personal space. He just drops it in front of her and walks backwards. And he looks at the lanyard.
She looks at it too.
But do you feel it?
Let me roll my mail urge, because I think that would be the roll.
It's perception privilege, I think.
I think so too.
Yep.
I wouldn't know what else to roll for this, so. Oi! That's a botch. Crap.
I only got 4 successes on feeling it. She can feel
Oh,
it
shit.
if there's anything to feel.
It is
Oh, shit.
for
I need to
Alana.
ask.
She knows for sure it's a Gaia's breath done through Dove's blessing, and it seems to be done slightly above average, at least this particular one. And Kumba, seeing the obvious blankness in Talate's face, looks disapproving at her.
Just a moment, because that might not just be a blank, because if you fail, it would be that you wouldn't sense it.
She might think that it's
It's
worm.
wormish, and that's why I really need to ask.
No, I think she would think it's worm.
Oh, apparently
Something.
Damien is watching along. Oh, God. Okay. She looks at it for a moment and jumps up and just kind of fall backwards until she kind of bumps against the wall of the cupcat, and as she's staring at that thing, it's like, and staring at Kuma, like, what are you trying to do?
And Koopa looks at her very confused.
Worst botch ever! Like, god damn it, we were so good! God damn it.
What's disturbing you so? He
That
says it in that kind of
away
flat
from me.
tone. Are you allergic to that? It's a lanyard, specifically. And look up to Alana. You know what it is, right? You can tell.
It's a guy's breath. Right?
Filthy worm comer.
Yeah. And he looks at Talante. You afraid of Gaia's breath?
That is not a Gaia's breath. I know what that looks like, and this is not Gaia's breath. This has nothing to do with Gaia.
And Koopa actually looks really irritated. It's like, so you denounced the strength of Dove, Ellie, and Teresa when we made these. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know what kind of tricks you're trying to play. But this is not made by a theurge that follows Gaia.
And I'm gonna roll a rage roll for that. real
Yeah,
quick.
sorry.
Don't worry, it's nowhere close to my roll power. But hearing that,
So
after all
bad.
his efforts, he may just lose it if dice bring the load.
I know, it's so bad. It's like, this is going so well.
It was going
Worst
well.
botch ever. Worst fucking botch ever.
Nope, dice string won't load for me right now. So
How many dice do you need rolled?
he'll be rolling, if I open up the right sheet.
3 rage?
He'll be rolling for 5 rage. And actually,
5
that
rage.
matches. Yeah, that actually matches my willpower, so I could just lose it.
What's the DC right now?
Moon?
Huh?
I'll look up the moon. Shit. I am terribly sorry, people.
Many phases. And
I guess,
17?
Daryl, it's just not meant to happen.
Let's see. Ended yesterday, so that puts us back in the Galliard mood.
Waning Gibbous.
Raining Gibbous.
Of course, it's always a Gibbous moon.
Which means it's DC 6?
I
Or
thought
7?
so as well. I'm just checking. Because full
It's
moon
2
is
successes.
4, so I guess Waning Gibbous would make it 6.
So that gives you 2 successes towards going enraged.
That's good.
That's not enough to make me lose it, but Pumbaa's tail is up, and he's trying his best not to bare his teeth, but he's shaking with, like, obvious rage.
Oh, give us his 5. Okay.
Oh, then he has 3 successes because there was a 5 in there.
All right, and it has to be. Is it 3 or 4 successes, and you go into frenzy, or is it above your willpower?
It
4.
depends on your willpower, I believe, but I'm not entirely sure.
No, it's definitely not
4
above my
or
willpower.
more than your willpower.
Nope. Then, like I said, he's shaking, tail up, ears up, and he just grabs his guy's breath and just goes back to the den. Out of character-wise, that's his first guy's breath he's ever made, just during the rite of binding.
Yes,
And you
I
just
know,
told him that.
I feel out of character. I feel so bad. This is like, what the fuck? She glares after Kumba, and then I think she has taken a rage from this as well, and but she's only at 3 rage at that point, so she can still. So then her eyes kind of snap back at Alana. Were you into that? Did you know about that?
I didn't know he was making talents.
That was not a
I'm
talent.
pretty sure. Alas, it was.
It was
As the
it.
Den Father is my witness. It was a
Well,
guy's
he's not
breath.
here.
If you don't believe me, when he shows back up, I'll have him go investigate. Because if it is weren't tainted, he'll know. And if he proves that it's not, I think you should apologize.
I'll go to the Keeper of the Land. He'll know.
Aye. Him as well. The day the guy's breath, though, is of the worm. We're all in for a real shitstorm. I'll leave you to finish playing with your drum. Let you calm down a bit.
I'm not in the mood.
Aye. You should calm down a bit and then go talk to Victoria Raya.
No, we'll go talk to him.
Thank you.
With your permission, Alana Raya, I'd like to retreat.
Aye. Here we go.
And she'll take a couple of steps. Well, not necessarily backwards because she was already against the wall. So sidewards towards the door. And we'll open it and we'll step backwards through the door and close it behind her.
And Lana's gonna head over to Kumba's den.
You'll hear scratching noises and slight, like, whining.
Kumba,
Just silence, but the noises stop.
just so you know, since she really doesn't want to believe it, I told her to go talk to Victoria Raya. So he'll come by and check it to confirm that it is alright. I told her then to apologize. That was a nice little charm you made, though. Odds Revens coming up. Odds.
And Kumba just sighs, and you hear it. It's over. It's pointless.
What's pointless?
It's sad. Like, you should know by now. I was like, as long as she stays out of my way, I have nothing else to do with her.
She's young. She has a lot to learn. Mistakes happen. That's what being a club's about. It's making those mistakes. I'm learning. You've done nothing wrong this time.
Oh,
Just shows she
yay.
has more learning to do. And she will.
How in the world would she think a guy's breath is worm bait? How is it even possible to perceive that without being purely insane or just incompetent?
Mistakes happen. Don't worry. I'm sure she'll be hearing about it if she is wrong. Which, last I checked, she is.
I don't need her begrudging apology. Again, I have brought out an olive branch and she just steps on it. And everybody keeps talking to me about my behavior, but I have tried every single time to cooperate with her and she does nothing for me. Yet I'm the one being berated and I'm the one being lectured. This is bullshit. It's like, ugh. And you do hear just a growling noise.
You did nothing wrong. I'm just letting you know that I told her to go see Katori Raya and that he'll come. Because she obviously is not going to listen to me.
Like, it's fine. I know how it's supposed to work, and I know I had 2 other people help me make the Gaia's breath. And like, I need to get prepared. And the Shadowrunners have a mission tonight. And as he's saying that, you smell a very bad stench come out of the den.
She doesn't smell a thing. She doesn't even seem to be fazed as she's standing there at the entrance.
Yeah. But he's just doing that out of character wise to blow off a point of rage. And he looks up the best he can, notice that you're still there, and he's really surprised. He didn't leave.
She doesn't even look like she knows that you did something.
And he looks just at her oddly. Well, like I said, I got stuff to work on. You don't have to be here.
You're gonna be alright then?
I'll be fine. You, though, I think you need to get your nose checked. You didn't smell that?
I've never smelled a thing in my life.
And Kumba's ears kind of go up in surprise and lowers down in a bit of shame. Sorry.
It's my burden to bear.
And Kumba comes out of his den just enough to kind of make contact with you and just does his best to kind of best way to put it is kind of snuggle you a little bit, then goes back to the den.
Okay, when you need done, your pock's gonna need you for whatever you're doing tonight.
All I know is that will make a certain group of people, or things really, regret what they did and think twice about coming here again.
Well, do your best to do your part. That's all they can ask of you.
I'll do more than that.
You can do more than your best. That's impressive.
And I'm very light Joel expression. 110%, that's the American way.
Right? Yeah, Americans don't understand that you can only do your best and nothing more. Because if you do more than your best, you're then doing your best again.
Two heads is better than one.
I heard once that most men only have enough blood for one of them, which gives you a playful smirk.
And he shuts up at that. And if a wolf could blush, it would be, and he just turns around further into the den.
Have a good night with your pack. Be safe.
Yes, thank you.
Well, as safe as you can be going out and doing stuff. If y'all need healing afterwards, let me know. I'll be around.
Yes, Alana, I'll make sure.
Have a good day then. And she'll turn and head off. So they'll continue tending to rabbits and squirrels and doves and ravens and all of the things.
I think with that we can end this scene that started so nicely. All good things must come to an end. And we wish you all a very pleasant night. Thank you, players, for playing. And thank you, watchers, for watching. And we will see you again. Good night.